The Knicks are having an amazing season. I know they're coming off a couple of tough losses to the Thunder and the Bulls in back-to-back games, but before those two losses, they were on a 9-game win streak. They've got the third best record in the Eastern Conference, and they're not that far back from Boston for second. So a lot of things are going well right now, but the elephant in the room is Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is the longest tenured player on the Knicks, and since they drafted him as this skinny teenager back in 2017, he's developed into one of the better centers in the league. When he was last healthy last season, he was the starting center on the team, and he was balling. He was leading the entire NBA in offensive rebounds per game by a pretty wide margin, and all those second chance opportunities that he creates has a big impact on winning. When the Knicks played the Cavaliers in the first round a couple of years ago, I thought Mitch was the unsung hero in that series. He owned Jared Allen on the glass, and he was a big reason why the Knicks ended up beating the Cavs in just 5 games. Along with being this monster rebounder, he's also one of the best shot blocking and the defensive centers in the league as well. So when he's on the court, he's a fantastic player. But with the state of the team right now, Mitchell Robinson's skill set seems pretty redundant on this roster. So the Knicks may have to consider trading him before the trade deadline comes in February. But before I get into more detail as to why, we gotta discuss BetUS. Guys, if you love watching the NBA, then I highly recommend joining BetUS because you can bet on the games, and if you're correct, you can cash out. Tonight, the Knicks play the Orlando Magic. The Magic are a team that's down bad right now. They recently lost their 2 top stars in Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero. They just lost their starting point guard in Jalen Suggs. And I think the Knicks are going to be looking to redeem themselves coming back home, going up against this beat down Magic team. So I'm going to bet on them blowing out the Magic on BetUS and winning by over 20 points. If you sign up, use the code YouTube150 and receive a 150% sign-up bonus on the first deposit and 125% on the second and third deposits of up to $2,000. So now back to Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks currently have a logjam at center. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns is having an MVP caliber season for the Knicks, and he's going to continue to get the bulk of the center minutes for the foreseeable future. But not just him. I think Precious Achiuwa has played really well as a backup center behind Cat since he's come back from injury. Not only is he defending and rebounding at a high level, but he's also starting to knock down his threes at a high percentage. And also Jericho Sims. Before Precious came back and took that backup center position from him, I thought that Jericho Sims was playing pretty good defense. In fact, the New York Post released an article back in November that he had one of the highest percentages in the league in terms of protecting the paint. So it looks like even without Mitch, the Knicks are pretty good at the center position. So it makes you wonder, how much minutes is Mitch actually going to play when he comes back to the lineup? And he is set to return soon. You know, I don't think that Mitchell Robinson is going to be playing next to Karl Anthony Towns. The Knicks do have that option. They could move Cat to the 4 and then start Mitch at center. But the Knicks have had one of the best offensive ratings by playing this 5-out lineup with Cat at the 5, which has allowed the Knicks to space the floor with shooters. And Mitchell Robinson, we know he doesn't have a jump shot. We know that he's mostly lobs and dunks and putbacks on offense, so he would hurt that spacing. I think that Thibodeau would make Mitch a backup center behind Cat, which means that he's probably only playing about 15 to 20 minutes a game when he's healthy. And I've been looking at the comments. I've been seeing some people saying that Mitchell Robinson is going to help the Knicks because he's going to help them a lot defensively. But the Knicks are already doing pretty good defensively right now, even with Mitch not in the lineup. They've ranked within the top 5 in defensive rating, at least over the last 10 to 15 games. So they've been doing quite fine defensively. Karl Anthony Towns, he's really stepped his defense up. It's not Mitchell Robinson level, but it's been pretty good. And Precious Achiuwa is a good defensive center as well. So as good as Mitch is, what he brings the Knicks don't necessarily need. What they do need is better bench players, more specifically, better bench scoring. Right now, the Knicks are only running an 8-man rotation. I know that a lot of fans have been criticizing Tibbs. They've been coming at his neck. Why is he only playing 8 guys? I think the reality is Tibbs wants to win every game, And as of right now, the Knicks don't have good bench players. That's why he's only really playing, Cameron Payne, Deuce McBride, Landry Shamet, Preston Sewell off the bench. If the Knicks had better bench players, he probably would be playing a 9-man rotation. But because the bench guys just simply aren't producing and aren't giving the Knicks scoring, that's why the starters are playing heavy minutes. So I think it would make sense for the Knicks to shop Mitch and see what's out there. And if they could get back 1 or 2 good bench players, specifically in the front court, get some guys that can score, that can improve the team. It was recently reported by Ian Begley that some teams have reached out to the Knicks about Mitchell Robinson in terms of trade interest. So I do think there is a market for him, but I don't think that Mitchell Robinson has a high trade value because he's always hurt. Mitchell Robinson, he's been out all season. He only played 31 games last season. He only played 59 games the year before. So his value right now is a lot less compared to what it would be if he was healthy. So I wouldn't expect some monster package in return from Mitch. But if the Knicks could get back 1 or 2 good bench players that could average 12 to 13 points per game off the bench, I think that would improve the team. Not only would it make the Knicks roster better by improving that second unit, but it would also allow Thibodeau to extend the rotation to at least 9 guys, which would allow them to lower the starters' minutes, and the Knicks would have a much better chance of going into the playoffs healthy, which would help them compete for a championship. But that's going to be it from me, and now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of Mitchell Robinson? Do you think that the Knicks should hold on to him? Do you think that the Knicks should shop him? They should trade him? Let me see your thoughts down below in the comment section. Guys, I'm going to continue to talk about the Knicks all season long. So if that sounds like something that would interest you, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I hope to catch you guys next video.